I always wanted to ski to the North Rim in the winter, but I never got to do it. I wonder what it is like to live year-round on the North Rim. I mean, that is a very special place. When I was a ranger, I heard there were only 4 people that wintered over there, but what is it like to be there during that off-season?
Sure. So I would say these days we've got between about 12 and 20 people that are up on the North Rim year-round and over winter, as we call it. And so here I am out at the gate, and we close the gate at the entrance station typically at the first really big snowstorm or around just before December 1st. And then there's also a gate out at Jacob Lake. So things get really quiet. That gate gets devastatingly cold. To open and hop out of the car, it takes a lot of teamwork and a lot of positive energy to be up there through the winter. There we are, a whole crew of us that are overwintering skiing, so we love to ski and get out and just, embrace the North Rim winters, right? If you're up there, enjoy it, have fun. There's Matt skiing out by the rim near Transept Canyon. And then there is a shot that Matt took of me on the North Kaibab Trail last winter, snowshoeing. So the furthest I had to snowshoe last year was all the way down through Redwall Bridge. And it was, if you kind of popped through a spot, you would instantly be up to your rib cage in snow. So it made the North Kaibab not pedestrian. It was an adventure. And then this is Jesse Barden and Kaylee Brennan and Matt and I standing on top of the entrance station. And so I think this was back in March. And yeah, we just hopped out of the snowcat and we're like, why not? So
what was the official amount of snow from this past winter?
We were over 250 inches and set the record for the most on the ground at a time. And I think that was 92 inches. So yeah, pretty amazing.
So on the North Rim, a lot of folks ask us, what do we do in the winter on the North Rim? Some folks, we just tuck ourselves away up there and are hermits for 6 months, but our responsibilities are fairly vast up there to protect the park resources and protect the public. So to get in and out of the winter, the last several years, we've been modifying the way we get in and out until this historic winter. This is Jeffrey's perspective trying to plow Highway 67 so we can drive in and out. You can see it's an absolute whiteout, which is fairly normal conditions on the North Rim. Once we're actually up there, there are hundreds of buildings that require our attention through the winter. So an example of some trouble we encountered the last winter, we've got these propane tank farms that heat the buildings, and there was so much weight from the snow on the propane tank farms that it broke the lines. So those of us that are structure firefighters had to go stabilize the propane tank farms so we didn't have an explosion on the North Rim. We also scoop a lot of snow. And this last winter, the snow would go up to the roof line on some of the buildings. And we started to describe it as roof snow and ground snow. And when the roof snow and the ground snow merged, you generally had problems because then there was no place for any more snow to go. So this is one of the administrative facilities up at the North Rim, and we would break ice dams, scoop snow off the roofs, try to get snow and ice away from the electric lines, etc. The way the North Rim gets power is commercially from a company called Garcane, but in the winter we'll often have power outages up to 2 weeks long, and there's a switch yard up there and a set of generators, and keeping the generator building and the switch yard accessible was one of our primary tasks. So I'm assuming, scooped thousands of cubic feet of snow out of the switch yards. So the high voltage electrician could keep power running to the North Rim so the pipes wouldn't freeze. This is our Tucker Snowcat. I think we got more miles on it last winter than the last decade combined. I personally drove the Snowcat. You can see right here, this is at the North Rim entrance station. I think I did about 15 round trip laps, just myself running the Snowcat. And in the park, the Snowcat route travels over Highway 67, but outside of the park, we can't drive on Highway 67. So we take a route across all of the meadows and then on Forest Service roads. And after some of these big storms, they would drop 3 to 5 feet of snow in the developed area. Out in the meadows, they drop 6 to 8 feet of fresh powder. So the snowcat would literally sink up to the cab, which was fairly exciting. We do get to experience some of the beauty of the North Rim too in the winter. We either ski or snowshoe, like Elyssa pointed out. And this is a trip I did out to the basin. A lot of folks are familiar with the basin in the summer. It's one of the most idyllic meadows in the park, but getting out there in the winter is fairly challenging because of the remoteness. So getting to take advantage of going to places like the basin. This is a photo looking out over Oza Butte after we got several feet of snow in the developed area, and then just spectacular sunsets over the canyon. This is again looking towards the south rim.